Songs in the Night, September 27th. The chosen text from John 14 chapter verses 3. I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. Explanation. Let us, dear brethren, keep well before our minds the Master's promised return, and now in the time of his parousia, invisible presence. Let it have its full weight and influence upon our every word and act, yea, upon our very thoughts. Let us hope that we shall soon experience our resurrection change and be made like our dear Redeemer, and see him as his ye, and share his glory in the great, or shining forth of the sons of God in the glory of the kingdom. Enthuse us, let this energize our hearts, loose our lips, and strengthen us for every duty, privilege, and opportunity to serve our Master and the household of faith. If this hope has been an anchor to the Lord's people for so many centuries, how much more does it mean to us who are living now in the very time of His presence, waiting for His revealing in the glory of the kingdom. Hymn number 30. Amen.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into really quite a fascinating short text. It's all about the Master's promised return.
Yes, and it lays out a kind of roadmap for waiting, based on how you should act now.
Exactly. A roadmap structured really precisely.
And our mission really is to unpack that structure. It uses three specific Greek terms, parousia, epiphania, and apocalypsis.
Right.
To define a sort of sequence. It's all about visibility. You know, what you do when things are invisible and how that gets you ready for the big reveal.
And the whole thing hinges on that core promise, which the source quotes directly from John 14.3.
That's the anchor. I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also.
Okay, so let's jump right in, the present moment. How does this text define the time we're supposedly living in right now?
Well, that time is defined by the first term, parousia.
Parousia.
The source is pretty direct. It translates it as the invisible presence.
Invisible presence.
Yeah, it insists that while you're waiting, you're actually already living within this initial unseen phase of the Master's return.
Invisible presence. That feels a bit abstract. How can something unseen demand, concrete actions from us day to day?
Well, that's really the core of it, isn't it? The text immediately puts on the pressure.
Okay.
It argues this promise has to have its full weight and influence.
Yeah.
Not just sometimes, but on every word and act.
Every word and act.
Yes, and even upon our very thoughts.
Yeah.
It's demanding this, constant state of awareness, treating the invisible as if it's right here, shaping everything.
That sounds intense. A heavy responsibility focusing inward like that.
It is.
So if that's the duty now, this internal vigilance, what's the promised payoff? Where does it lead? It talks about being made like our dear Redeemer.
Right, and that moves us to the next stage, the future hope. That's where epiphania comes in.
Epiphania.
So if parousia is the hidden arrival, epiphania is described as the shining forth of the sons of God in the glory of the kingdom.
So that's the transformation bit, the shared glory.
Exactly. That's the future state everyone's working towards, the glory they get to, participate in.
What strikes me here is that this hope isn't meant to make you zone out waiting for the future.
No, definitely not.
The source says this vision should actively energize our hearts and strengthen us for every duty, privilege, and opportunity.
Precisely. It's fuel for the present. It's meant to power your service now.
Okay, so it's an engine for action.
And what's interesting is how the text frames this. It acknowledges, look, this hope, this expectation, it's been an anchor for believers for, so many centuries.
Really a historical anchor.
But then, almost in the same breath, it insists this hope means much more now, right now.
Wait, much more now? If it's anchored people for centuries, why the sudden urgency? Is it saying past generations didn't quite get it right?
Not quite like that. The urgency comes from the structure they've built. Remember the sequence? The text climaxes by saying you, the reader, are living now in the very time of his presence. That's the Perugia we talked about.
Right, the invisible presence.
And because you're in that stage,
Mm-hmm.
you are therefore waiting for the imminent final act, the apocalypsis.
Oh, okay. So the Perugia having started makes the next step feel closer.
Exactly. And that final step is defined by the third term, apocalypse.
Apocalypsis. And that means...
The source defines it as his revealing in the glory of the kingdom.
the revealing.
Yes. The teaching is basically, because the Perugia, the invisible bit, is already happening. The apocalypsis, the big, public, spectacular reveal, is the destination that's now closer and more meaningful than ever before.
So we've traced this clear path in the text.
Yeah.
It starts with this intense internal focus required by the current Perugia, the invisible presence.
Mhm.
That focus then fuels your actions and prepares you for transformation.
Right, the Epiphany, yeah.
Leading ultimately to the apocalypsis, the grand public revealing. It's like private prep for a public debut.
It is. And thinking about that structure leaves us with maybe a final thought for you to consider.
Okay.
Well, if this hope, this future transformation is supposed to strengthen us for every duty right now,
Mhm.
how does defining the present moment as a time of invisible presence actually affect the energy, the sort of practical effectiveness we bring to our very visible current work? Does focusing on the unseen help or hinder the seen?
That's definitely something to mull over. How does the invisible shape the visible in practice?